um, I'm going to have to make this a part two about part two about narcissists discarding you at the worst time, because the video had cut off. So I'm gonna have to make this a part two. I'm just sitting on the bed, and the camera accidentally showed my my toes, so I'm gonna have to excuse that. Well, you know, just bringing the over there, showing me no respect while while I was still there. And January it was New Year's Eve, like January the 31st. He wanted to bring over at 8 p.m. the Latina woman, 8 p.m. at night. So I took all my things out, because I had a gut feeling that he's not going to let me come in, or have me sleeping in the front room, because she'll want to spend the night there, because she didn't know I was there. And he's the type that do things like that because he doesn't care about my feelings, and he shows no empathy, no compassion. He is a malignant narcissist. And just put me out in the front room again while she in there, and he was telling me, well, you don't have to take your stuff, leave it there. And I told him, no, because I had a gut feeling that he's not going to let me come back in the room. But I told him I was coming back at 9 o'clock. I didn't want to stay out past 9. So I left there early during the day, like around 12 o'clock, to go out vending to make some money. And I texted him and told him I was coming back at 6, and he's telling me, well, it's good that you took your stuff, because she wanted to spend a night or two. And I told him, well, I didn't have nowhere to go. Well, let me go back some. I wanted to take my stuff out, because I had a gut feeling he wasn't going to let me back in the room. And he kept saying, no, leave your stuff there. And I said, no, I'm going to take it with me. And he said, oh, okay. Just playing games, acting like he want me to leave my things there just to throw me off, being strategic. And I told him I was coming back at 9. So around 6 o'clock p.m., that's when I stopped vending. I told him I was coming back. Coming back to the room. He said, well, she wanted to spend a night or two, so it's good that you took your stuff and left. And I told him that I had nowhere else to go. And he told me, look, I don't have time for this. I have too many things to do. And he hung up. And I kept calling him and texting him, and he wouldn't respond to none of them. None of them. So he left me out in the street to scrounge around for shelter. uh, um, and this situation happened in Tampa, and I went to this place called the Good Samaritan Inn, and they didn't have nothing, no beds available. Went to shelters, they didn't have no beds available. Went to a few motels, and they didn't have nothing available until I found one that was really cheap that had a room available. One room left over, a small establishment, and I came within an inch away from sleeping in the streets. I was contemplating on calling the police for calling the police for help because I didn't want to be in the streets, and until I found this motel that I'm in. I even went to the Salvation Army, and they had Salvation Army shelter, and they had nothing. And I was stressed out, and this not only this happened on New Year's, this occurred like a couple of days before I had death in my right after I had death in my family. My little cousin died, and she was only 30 years old, and yeah, and this was more like a discarding. This is what this was, and and he didn't care. And I'm just telling my story, and I mean, even though people might not believe or may not even want to hear it, because this dude is very, very liked in the community, and narcissists, they take account that you're going to try to expose them, so they're going to get to people first. He did a nasty smear campaign against me, telling his family and friends that I'm slow, crazy, mentally unstable, and making it seem like I'm the problem, and like I'm abusing him when he's trying to help me, when he know damn well it's the other way around. Totally the other way around. He was abusing me after I helped him. Yes, left me out the street to look for shelter, walking for hours for a Latino woman. His light-skinned Latino preference. Not only he's narcissistic, but he's colorist. But came to me as for a come up when he was broke, desperate, living with his mother, didn't have shit. They come to black women that they're not really attracted to, that they deem ugly, when they broke, desperate, broken, desperate, and horny, out of desperation, and they horny and broke, when they can't get to the women that they really want, when they have no access to them women, when those women would not give them the time of the would not give them the time of the day when they were broke, when he was broke. They would not talk to him. He get with women that would not have anything to do with him if he was still in that situation, broke and living with his mother, and didn't have a damn thing, didn't have shit, didn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. he come up some. He go to a light skinned Latino, and he used me to level up some. And well, this dude, I'm a little skeptical about mentioning his name. Well, his name began with a R, ends with a B, and he works for Tampa Cleaning Crew. And I don't know if he's still working there, but he works there through an agency, and he rides a bike, and he goes by a nickname that begins with S, begins with the two letters FSP. Oh, dark skin, medium length, thick dreads, medium height, and use a bike for transportation. Well, the woman he's with have a car, so I don't know if he's still using a bike. You know, narcissists use women for what they can, benefit off of. They're very superficial and transactional. Just the benefit off of them, how they make them look in public, and how they can benefit off them, and if they make them look good. And they just use people to benefit from or to come up on. You know, do basically preys on women for what he can get out of them. And he did. He just left me in the street to look around for shelter. That thank God that I found one, and it took me all night. It took me like to 9:30 in the morning to find something. I mean 9:30 at night to find a motel that I can afford, and that they had a room available. And then the guy to call me a few days later. Asking me for help with the rent. I can come back, but I did. But my check. What my check was check was delayed. My check was delayed because during the time I was homeless, didn't have a stable address, and I didn't get my mail. I get I get government help. Get government help. Due to depression, ADHD, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Due from years of abuse. Growing up in a narcissistic family, narcissistic parents, and he used that for his benefit too, using my using that to benefit off of too, using my government check for his own selfish gain. Calling me up asking just asking me for help, but my check was delayed and I didn't know when I was going to get it. And so he discarded me again and telling me to stay away from him. he told me he get the money from her, and she moved in with him. Well, well, I'm gonna bring it into this video, and and he's only gonna end up doing her the same way. He brags about the fact that when they go out on dates, he paid for it, and he don't have to pay for none of that shit. And he pays for he paid, and she paid her cousin part of his cousin part of the rent. Same same thing that same thing I did. Same thing he had me doing, paying his cousin's part of the rent, all of them. And to start off with, cash me at me $10, babe. I snuck and read the text on the cell phone that they were sending each other, and he asked her to cash app him $10. I pay it back, and he did the same thing to me in the beginning, in the beginning of June. Texting me, cash at me $10, babe. I pay you back when I get my check. That's how it all start off, and then it go up and up and up and up. So he's gonna take her through the same BS. He's gonna use her up to, these Latino women. They get with black men, and they think they winning because they taking a black man away from a black woman, but they end up getting the same man, the same trash black man. It's the same no good trash. Well, I'm gonna bring this video to an end. Catch you later, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and press the notification button, and leave a donation in my Cash App. Goodbye, YouTube.